Hey everybody, welcome back to the final day of what I've seen lately. Let me move this a little bit over to the left here. There we go. And this one is quite notable for its reception, and as you can tell by my demeanor, I probably agree with such reception. Um, that film being Exorcist 2, The Heretic, the sequel to The Exorcist, released in 1977, directed by John Borman, who would notably do Deliverance, I believe, in 1972, starring, oh my god, I forgot, god, what was his name? I'm trying not to, I want to like keep the focus on the camera, so excuse me if the focus starts to crap out real quick. Deliverance movie. That starred Burt Reynolds. Sorry, yeah, that's what I thought. Burt Reynolds. I was thinking of Reynolds something. I was just like, I don't know. Starring once again Linda Blair as Reagan, who is still recovering from her demonic possession. The film takes place 4 years later, and she's now 16 years old, and she's in therapy. Uh, she's she's in a hypnotic like practice, so they're using hypnosis to help with her recovery, while also exercising more of the demons that may or may not still wallow within her. Because a priest comes in, played by Richard Burton, who is tasked to help get rid of the demon, or at least to find a way to, um, to free Reagan of such a presence. And her therapist, Louis Fletcher, is kind of it's like science versus religion sort of position that the movie takes. And she is trying to help with Linda Blair's recovery in a more scientific method. And the two clash, and ultimately, through methods of both hypnosis and through religious practices, they try to find some way of siphoning the demon out of her, I think. I don't. Here's the thing. The original Exorcist is the scariest thing that I've ever seen, personally. And I've said before about it being the scariest thing I've ever seen, because it was a film that I was told many times not to see by my father and by other people because of the religious setting that it was in. Back then, I was more of a Christian, so there was, they thought I would be more fearful of it. And I was fearful of it for other reasons, least of all of its Christian setting, but more about its tone and how it builds itself, and very notable practicality that I think just completely rattled me. Specifically, the spider walk scene, where when Reagan goes down the stairs, that really freaked me out. And a lot about the main core of it, the center of its spirituality and its religious ideologies, do enhance a lot of the tension that is there, and a lot of the dramatic heft as well. Because The Exorcist is also a lot more about the drama than it is about the horror of it. I mean, yes, it is very scary, but at the core of The Exorcist, it was playing more so as a piece of drama that happened to have horrific elements and disturbing elements wrapped around it, versus the other way around. With this, it tries to do a similar approach, where it is trying to be we're trying to play dramatically. But the problem is, well, just pretty much a lot of stuff. For starters, the filmmaking is absolutely careless. I mean, there's no care in its director. John Borman just really doesn't care about what he's doing here. The camera literally moves around with literally no desire to progress or make any form of effort. It plays in rhythm, I've noticed. There's question, answer, and then move to next marker. Question, answer, move to next marker. Question, answer, move to next marker. Basically, exposition and then move to your next marker. Like, that's essentially how the filmmaking plays, and it's just so redundant and so tiresome. And ludicrous in nature, in execution, oddly perverted, specifically how they film Linda Blair. I think that just her purpose in the film is questionable. Um, it's very noisy. I don't know why they utilize this African these African tribes as a background. I don't understand how that plays the film. Um, it is possessing no understanding of the material, and or possessing any passion really to understand the material. It wants to do basically its own thing, but the problem is that it's not its own thing. It is a sequel to The Exorcist, and with that, you get something that is so literal and so devoid of any fear or any chills. There's a sliver of tension there, like a sliver, and then it's just pretty much gone by the end. Which, by the way, the ending is basically Poltergeist and Carrie. Like, it's just, the house just falling apart sort of scenario. It's like you've seen that, done before. It's like, it's not, it also feels completely out of place for The Exorcist, because The Exorcist was not known for big set pieces and all that sort of stuff. It was all about its tone, and all about how it built its atmosphere, and all about the drama that's packaged within that. So the identity of Exorcist 2 is not of The Exorcist. It is of just a generic horror film. It is noticeably mechanical, because I don't understand the utilization of hypnosis. I think that it was just absolutely nonsensical. Like the scene of which when they present the hypnosis and Linda's doing her thing, the priest eventually decides, "Hey, I want to partake in this," and he decides to get suited up in the hypnotic thing to try to save Lois Fletcher's character from something, and he's like, I know the way. I know how to get there. It's like, how exactly? How can you navigate a psychological plane? Like how can you do that? The movie never explains that. And furthermore, why is technology being a part of a movie of an Exorcist story? Technology was never present in The Exorcist, so for having technology be such a vital component within Exorcist 2 just shows how much they know about the original Exorcist, which is pretty much nothing really. Um, the performances are absolutely just uninspired, uninterested. Like, they noticeably just uninterested. Everyone just feels lifeless and aimless. They're just saying their lines. They just want to get the hell out of there. It just seems like they just don't care as much as the director does. Like the mood of Exorcist 2 is carelessness. Nobody seems to really care about being there. From the performances, from the directing, from the overall design of the film, it just feels like um, it just feels like nobody wanted to do it really. And and from my research, it seems like they just wanted to do essentially the same movie again, which is very poor Hollywood. But apparently William Friedkin and Peter Blatty just were not involved in this, because apparently they were involved in lawsuits. And according to the director, he wanted to make a metaphysical thriller that greatly appealed to his psyche. Well, that's a nice way of saying that he wanted to do something that makes absolutely no sense. And he did that. He absolutely got exactly what he wanted. He got a film that makes no sense, and to top it off, can't take there's nothing in the film that you can take seriously. The production itself cannot take anything seriously. There's stuff that happens for little to no reason whatsoever. Sharon, who was from the first film, dies for no reason whatsoever. She just dies. They keep going back to the old house because I think it's just for just because, hey, Exorcist, it's the old house, and just the framing of the story. It's like there's no reason for science or technology or all these elements. There's no reason for these elements to be here, and just with that present, it just again just like like apparently Ellen Burstyn, who was in the original Exorcist, a vital part in the Exorcist, who then actually returned to the role for the Exorcist Believer recently. She actually refused to come back for this film as well. The only returning players are Max von Sydow and Linda Blair, of course, and Kitty Wing, Sharon in the film. Because I could see why. Because I mean, it's just there's just no reason for it to exist. I mean, it's people have labeled it as one of the worst movies of all time, and I'm not certain if I'm at that place with this film. Um, but I am very surprised by how careless it is. I mean, it is a film like it's a film that is funny by just how relentlessly careless it is. Like I just was continuously surprised by how careless it was, how there was no passion for it whatsoever, no understanding of the material. Um, and what you get mostly birthed is a narrative and performances that are strangely perverted, completely nonsensical, and just utterly uninteresting. I can't take anything seriously. Like seriously, there's nothing in the movie that I can take seriously. Like least of all the acting. I just thought everybody in the film was just not good. Um, Everyone literally is just walking around saying things as the camera is. Everything matches that same aura, that aura of carelessness. Like everything from the film, the camera work, the directing, the acting, the writing, even everything matches that same sentiment, that same statement. That's what's really surprising about it. It's not like that there's an element here or there that strays from that. Everything falls under the same umbrella of this carelessness, this careless like quality to it. And it's aggressive with that feeling, like just throughout it's just like someone's just telling you, I don't care about this. Like that's the phrase that I was getting the most while watching the movie is that I just, my chair's grinding my table. Like that was the statement I kept hearing was just, I don't care about this movie, and you shouldn't care about this movie either. And well, and according to John Borman, who wanted to make in his quote a metaphysical thriller greatly appealing to his psyche, which again, in my terms, is basically a nice way of saying I wanted to make something that makes sense to me but won't make sense to you. Well, he did that because I sure as hell don't know what happened in Extras 2. And I really don't want to know because I just as the filmmaking is, I just don't care. So, um, man, I mean, yeah, not good, not good. I'm not ready to say it's one of the worst movies of all time. I think that might come from the fact that it is a sequel to The Exorcist. I mean, it's a sequel to the greatest horror film of all time. So I get the added the added negativity attached to it, but it is certainly not good. It is no, just no, not good, not good. I'm not ready to say it's as bad, but it's not as good. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Exorcist 2, The Heretic. I thought it was pretty bad, but I say it more in the vein like it's bad by the fact that it just doesn't care. And that's really the shocking thing about it. It's more shocking than terrible, mainly by how it is an attitude. I think that's the best way I can put it. So, but those are my thoughts on the film. You guys let me know your thoughts on Exorcist 2 if you guys have seen it, and your thoughts on the other films, the other Exorcist films, specifically the new one, which I also heard was pretty bad. Let me know your thoughts about the Exorcist franchise in general, if I should seek out the third one, which I heard is an improvement. So maybe I should check that out. You guys let me know. Or if I should seek out the new film. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and that'll conclude our week of what I've seen lately. I might be taking a break for Thanksgiving, just to, just to settle, because it's Thanksgiving, so I just kind of want to recharge the batteries. But let me know your thoughts on this little series that I've done. If you guys enjoyed it or not, if you guys want to see more, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until then, I will catch you guys in the next video.